Okay guys, here's your video over the notebook. All right, first, as soon as you open it up, there's your table of contents. So notice mine does have a few more entries than yours does, but that's because I already wrote in what is coming up in the next week or two. Pause the video and copy it if you need to. Okay, right behind that page should be a blank page. The next page across from here should be blank until you get this copy. As soon as you flip this over is where you should have started numbering. So on page 1, you should have your determined functions, actually on pages 1 and 2. Okay, notice I cut my slides out and I taped them down. So I just put a piece of tape right here on each slide, so that way you can still see them. There's nothing on the back, so we don't really have to worry about flipping, but if we did need to see something under there, we could just flip it up and look. Okay, pages 3 and 4 is where we have evaluate functions. And I did cut those slides as well. And the way that I copied them was so that whenever you flip this graphs over, there's an example of another graphs. But because if I flip it up, it would be upside down, I put my tape on the side here so that when I turn it, I will be able to see the graph and examples without having to turn my notebook. So I did that for all of the examples. So there's my equations and my word problems. Tape is on the side, so I can still flip that over and flip the word problems over and still just be able to read without turning my notebook. Okay, pages 5 and 6, you are going to have to write this down. So pause the video and go ahead and copy this information on page 5. Remember not to write big because whatever's on this page is what you need to have on yours. Page 6, pause the video, copy that down. Okay, page 7. So page 7 should be blank. Page 8 should be blank. Page 9 should be blank. Page 10 should be blank. Page 11 blank. And page 12 blank until we do those notes. Okay, page 13. Pause the video, copy. Page 14. Pause the video and copy. Page 15, pause the video and copy. Page 16, pause the video and copy. Page 17, I hadn't finished writing that in, so we'll get that on the next notebook. Go ahead and just write this down, leave it blank. Okay, page 18 is where you're going to start putting your whole entire page notes. Unless you just want to cut those out, that's up to you. But they'll have to all go on that page. So since the whole page, all I do is take the paper, sit it down on the notebook. I put a small piece of tape right there. That way I can flip it up and I can still just read it without having to move my notebook or turn it sideways or anything. Okay, the part that is sticking out, I just fold it in so that when I turn the page, it's not sticking out. Okay, next you should have lines of best fit, which is linear regression. It should be completely filled in because we did this one in class, and you should pretty much have it written in your other notebook so that you can just copy this onto this page. If not, then you should have been taking advantage of the calculators in class so that you can go on and get this done. So here's the front. Tape is right here, so that I can flip up and still see the back side. So if you want to copy what I have, that's fine, but you notice you do have some you-do problems that you have to do yourself. Okay, next page is our correlation coefficient stuff. So when we open it up, we see what we did in class. Tape is right here at the top again so that I can flip it up and still see the back. Make sure you have those two done yourself. Okay, pages 21 and 22 are going to be blank until we do those notes. Page 23 will be blank until we do those notes. Page 24 is your literal equations. This page should be completely filled in. Even though mine isn't, but that's the ones that you should have done yourself. We did these together in class, so you should have definitely had those copied down when I did them for you. And tape is at the top again. Oops. So that you can still flip and be able to see your notes without moving your book. All right, page 25, key features of linear functions. All right, we hadn't done a whole lot on that, but skip this slide. You should be able to do this because all you're doing is plotting, or putting some points on there and writing y-intercept, x-intercept, and slope. All those three things you should be able to do. Okay, backside, we did this one in class together, and you should be able to do these other ones because you're doing the same thing. Just identifying x-intercept, y-intercept, slope. Use your slope notes if you need to. Okay, this one right here, just put it in the book, leave it blank. So tape it up here, fold it in, leave it alone. We'll do it in class. Okay, page 27 is your key features of exponential functions. So we did this one example right here in class together that you should have filled in. The rest of it is going to be blank. Technically, you should be able to do these two up here, but we'll finish this one in class. Okay, quadratic functions. You have not gotten this sheet yet, so just make sure that page is labeled on page 28. And I'll give you that page when we get to it. Okay, then you should have your slope notes. Throw that down in there. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so next is your slope notes. They should be completely filled out because we did those in class together, the whole entire thing. Oops. So tape is right here so that when I flip it up, I don't have to move the notebook. I can still see everything. Okay, then across from that should be your rate of change notes. We did this in class as well, so it should be completely filled in. Tape is at the top so you can flip and still be able to see. And pages 31 and 32 should be the last thing that we did this week, which is your writing linear equations. It should be completely filled in because we did them in class this week as well. So tape at the top so you can flip up and still be able to read everything without turning your notebook. And then on page 32 is the last notes that we did in class this week. So tape at the top again so you can flip up and still see the back. These should be completely filled out because we did them in class. And I think that should be everything that should be in your notebook for now. Yes. All right. See you guys Monday.